We're just being extra.
Hey y'all, if you're listening to us, welcome to the Just Extra podcast with Jackie and Erica. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erica. Welcome back. We're like fully into season 2, and this is crazy to me. Okay. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. We appreciate anyone who has consistently listened, and we welcome our new listeners. Thank you. Thank you. If you are new, we typically start our episodes with our extra thoughts segment of the podcast, where we give our extra thoughts from our last episode. So our last episode, we mainly were talking about the election. So Jackie, any extra thoughts that you have from that episode? We did mention my birthday too, so let me just talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about both. Look, first off, those who are actually doing research on the policies of both Kamala and Donald Trump, whatever policies he has after the election, you guys are very slow, and you should have done this beforehand. Those who want to change your vote later, I'm sorry, it's just over with. Now you'll have to live in Trump's America, and eat it. Not me though, but we'll talk about that.
Well, you're gonna live there unless you're trying to move out of.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it, girl. Okay. We have plans. Okay, we got plans for me. And as far as your birthday goes, well, again, happy birthday. We are we gonna be still in Scorpio season?
Yes. No, we won't be.
Oh, it's Sagittarius. Okay.
It's Sagittarius season by the time this episode comes out. But guess what? My moon is a Sag. Hi, everybody.
She be about it. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense for you, because when you are done, you stand on your principles and you are done. Sagittariuses are very good for that, and I respect it. So, look, I'm with it.
Is that the Sag or is that the Taurus? Because Taurus are stubborn.
No, Taurus, they stubborn, but they also hypocrites as well. So
well, and that is me, folks. All in a nutshell. Jackie described.
I'm screaming.
Emotional, spicy, stubborn. All right, thank you. Beautiful, because duh. Okay, continue.
And how we always end up in your life, the Leos, I have no idea. Like I said, opposites attract, honey. But you know what? I've been needing that too. I just need a little groundedness. But for your birthday, I just want to say, I had a really good time. That was my only day off in between my hell week. Literally 6 days on, just being on. And I just managed to, get myself together. I literally woke up, and I know I sound so bad. I literally woke up at 7:30, and I was like, it's time to get ready for this party. And I just threw myself together, and I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta be there for my girl. You racked up with some wines. That is my observation. You racked up on the wines, girl. For somebody who said, look, baby, if I'm going to be unemployed, I'm going to be nice and drunk, okay? I ain't got to go to the store. You're going to have a wine bottle for every occasion. You're going to this is for the guests. This is for when I'm sad. This is for my seafood. This is for my steak.
This is for recording.
I know that's right.
All right. Listen, what's really going to be sad about my wine collection, because there's 6 bottles in the refrigerator that are all whites. My reds are up here. Yeah, amen, because I am poor, and I really did want y'all to buy my alcohol for my unemployment. You right. Let me save some coin. Although y'all hoes don't know me, because I got 2 bottles of tequila in my freezer right now. So we'll be making some margaritas, because that's how I can take my tequila. But yeah, it was definitely BYOB. Y'all help a hoe out, and I will consistently say yes. So, if ever in your heart you feel like you would like to go to Joey's, and you know that I like to be there, and you want me to be treated, I will receive that. If any of you hoes out here are like, I think you are gorgeous, and I would like to send you some money on CatchUp, slide into my DMs, and I will send that hoe to you, and you can send me some money, because I need to live.
First off, nobody's going to Joey's, because why? They're raising their prices. I was there recently. You know what?
Why?
Let's go ahead. Huh? Why?
Yeah, tell us. Without me?
Because, girl. I just wanted to do a quick little slide, and that was it. I just came there for a quick sushi, a quick espresso martini, and I just slid. Because also it was, I think you were I don't know, whatever. I just knew I was doing a quick in and out, okay?
Sure.
It was no time to
I'll let you have that one.
Yeah, it's okay. I feel like we've all done a little personal date, I definitely had to do myself a little bit. Did you want to do your catch up
Oh my
first?
gosh. Okay, yes. So CatchUp. I want to tell you all about an awkward encounter that I had. Okay, so when I had a job, I had coworkers. Anyway, so this coworker was like, "Yeah, I'm in town," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll say yes. Why not? Although there's like an age difference. This is a man, like, but we're both Black individuals, and so I was just like, let me, you know, say hello. So I went by his hotel, just to like pick him up because obviously I'm local and he's not. So I just like swung by to pick him up. He's like, "Oh, we're like drinking Crown with some of my friends because we were in town for like a game, right?" So the Texans were playing and his team was playing the Texans, and so we all here. You want to meet my friends? And I said, "Okay." And I know this man is like in his 50s, okay, and so I
Me and 50-year-olds, child.
went over, so there was 3 friends that I met. Me and 50-year-olds. I'm sorry, I'm late. Okay, so I went over, I parked my car and I got out. And mind you, I was dressed very regular, like nothing that was like form fitting because one, it was the day after my birthday. So, I'm like getting my life together, and I wore like a regular dress that does not fit, like not like isn't form fitting. So whatever, I was up there, met his 3 friends. As I'm approaching, right, I can see them, they're sitting outside. As I'm approaching, one friend just looked like they saw a ghost, just was like so shocked, big eyes, like
Like in a
surprised
good
that
way?
I don't know, just like it felt like they were surprised that I was approaching. Like, I don't know, just like that one person. Okay. Mind you, now I get there, I sit down, they give me some Crown. I was like, oh my God, this is like bringing me back to college because I now am on gin. But I will
I've
take your little
elevated in
Crown.
life.
And they were making a lot of different like little jokes, not really like jokes, but like kind of, it was very much so like, yeah, if you don't come to the game, we understand if you don't show up. Like, what y'all finna go do? What y'all about to get into? If you don't come to the game after, like, we get it, things happen. And I said, why would he not go to this game? You pay for this game, right? Like, you got tickets to it, so you should be going. I'm gonna be doing whatever I'm gonna be doing. I'm trying to go home. Like, they're like, okay, but things change. Okay. And I was just like, I know what y'all trying to put down here. I know what y'all hinting at. Okay.
I
You
see
are
what's
trying to
happening
have your
here.
homeboy, get put onto some puss. Okay. Like, I get it. You trying to help him out. But I'm just like, no. No. But okay. So then we go and we do have a drink, and he's like, I'm sorry for my homeboys, la la la, then whatever. I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. The main part of the story is we are now at like 10:30 in the evening. I'm home. I'm to myself. I drop him back off at his hotel. No, like he's been dropped off because the game started at 7. So we separated at like 6. Like he's been dropped off, but it is now like 10:30 in the evening. And the next thing I know, I just look at my phone. I got a missed call, a voicemail, and a text message, all from this individual. And I'm just like, what is this? And so, okay, the missed call, whatever. The voicemail, 2 minutes long. It's a 2-minute long voicemail with nothing in it except for, oh, shoot. So I didn't even listen to the voicemail. I just read the text, it translates. And it just says, oh, shoot. So I'm just like, okay. So then I go into the text message. The text message said, booty call.
And so it's, okay.
I
said
am just
booty call?
It said booty call. So I'm just like, this man thinks I'm slow, or this is like the oldest trick in the book, because I know for a fact that he either messed up accidentally, or I'm supposed to believe it was an accident that he said booty call and he meant butt dial. right? So is he trying to use his
that's kind of slick though. If he actually
50 somethings joke, right? Like this the move as in my 50s, you know, this the move where I leave a long voicemail on accident, say, "Oh shoot," and then text you booty call so that it looks like I'm really like it's an accident. It's supposed to say butt dial. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you trying to do? What just happened? Okay. I didn't respond.
I wouldn't have either.
The next morning, now I know he said his flight was like at 6:30 in the morning. So like the next morning is like 5 something or 6. And I wake up to a text message that says, "Sorry, I meant to say butt dial." And that's why I just think the whole thing is a whole game. The whole thing was a whole situation. Like, I know good and well you was trying to see what's happening. Like, honestly, it was the friends that were talking what they were talking. And I know I didn't say a lot because my memory. But I just could pick up on what they were joking about. "Oh, you missed the game. You missed the game." Why he gonna miss this game? It's not gonna be because of me. I can tell you that much. Okay. The booty call, butt dial. Sure, sir. Sure.
That is funny because, you know, he could blame it on his age and just saying like, "Oh, I meant, you know, butt dial. You know, you kids." But you was trying to fuck this kid, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, pause, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to be platonic sometimes with male coworkers sometimes because after work, you know, and the liquor gets involved, they be trying it. And I appreciate the try, but then it's just like, no. Because now you're making it weird. But I mean, I guess he's not your coworker anymore, so you know.
And honestly, to clarify, he hasn't been my coworker for a couple of years because he quit, right? Like, so he hasn't worked with me while I was still with them. So it wasn't like, oh, it's only been 6 weeks that we haven't been coworkers. It has been a couple of years that we haven't been coworkers. But we did work really closely. I was his HR partner. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I knew what was trying to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say.
Trying to get some Erica.
You thought you was slick, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway,
not off no crown. Where did he stay at?
Where does?
Where did he stay at?
It was a Marriott. I think it was a Marriott thing.
Mm-hmm. Was he cute or was he just old? Like,
I mean, no, he's not mine. He's not for me.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right. I mean, he can go ahead and lick his wounds in peace. Well, I mean,
I was like trying not to embarrass him. That's why I was like, let me not respond to these things so that he can keep his dignity. But I'm catching on, and it's on the podcast. Thanks for the story.
I'm embarrassed for you, sir. I hope you, is he married?
Divorced.
Oh, well, you know what? If I was him, I would be like, "Hey, I just tried to shoot my shot. It didn't work. Hey, we could still be cool. You know, you got any friends?" Like,
there was one friend that was on the cuter side. Now, if it would have been his other friend, maybe I would.
Did he look like Rick Fox? No. You know, that is a silver fox I would definitely like to catch. Okay, like he is hot, but you know, it's fine. Not everyone looks like that, so it's cool.
Cool. Well, that's my one story. And then also AfroTech just happened, right? Yeah. So congratulations to all us Black in STEM. It's not me. I'm not Black in STEM yet. But y'all already know. I tried to tell y'all in the first episode that I'm thinking about being an entrepreneur. Yes. And being in tech and creating some solutions to some HR talent problems. So we'll see how that goes. So AfroTech, from my perspective, quickly, I didn't go to the actual conference, so I can't talk about the conference and what maybe other people think about the conference and, you know, how they've been talking about it itself. I only went to some of the like after parties or networking events that were happening like after hours. And so I went to like the official welcome party on the first night on Wednesday. And honestly, that was enough for me because I only met one of my two maybe of the goals that I had. I had 3 goals, obviously, for AfroTech. 1, it has to do with my like tech startup that maybe I'm going to do. 2, obviously, hello, y'all hiring for non-tech people? Are y'all looking for HR? Because hello. And 3, is my husband here?
See, people were talking about AfroTech online. They're just like, ain't nothing but a fuck fest. And I'm like, you got to understand, like, conferences, you know. Hassan is hilarious. Can I just say?
Dang, let me
Did
get
you
into
check the chat?
Treated. What does Hassan say?
I'm
not in there. I'm not in there. I'm just who, the coworker?
Yes.
Cause sorry, that was loud. Yeah, 1,000%. He's darker than me. But that's not the only reason. Like, that's just somebody that I've gotten to know, and it's like fine. It's fine. He's fine, and it's just I'm not attracted. Y'all know I'll open my puss up.
Pretty much said he was not her type, and that's true.
Correct.
It's not for you, and that's fine.
Hello.
So it's funny because they really were talking about like how AfroTech was like a hookup thing, and it's just like that's just the culture with conferences in general. People go, people network, and then sometimes some people fuck. That's just the name of the game. Why wouldn't I go somewhere that like it's tech? Like, because we're gonna go into it with our extra topic, but some of y'all, okay, we trying to find a man of means, okay?
Hello, okay, of means. Sorry.
Now, are you done with your catch up? Because I can go into my personal AfroTech.
The only other thing that I wanted to say about AfroTech was that I did meet that a software developer, which is who I was trying to meet for my entrepreneurial goals, and that was a great like conversation, so I appreciated that. I just want to say that I like first started walking around and I was like I don't know, I have to work on my confidence. That's the second thing that I wanted to say is like, I got to continuously work on my confidence because sometimes I feel like I don't belong in certain spaces. As someone who advocates for a lot of Black people, sometimes I still feel like, am I accepted into Black spaces? Am I Black enough to be here? Like, that's just like my own trauma that I will probably have. Let me not say that I'll have it forever, but like, that's just something that I'm working on is like, am I okay to be here? Do y'all recognize me as a part of the community? Right. Then also, this is like STEM. So I really be thinking like, y'all are some smart hoes. Like, not that I don't think that I'm smart, but I'm like, I'm not in STEM. I know my weaknesses are math, science, technology, like that's not where I thrive at. That's just not my space. So I'm also like, what am I going to say when I go in here? I have, I'm looking for a software developer, but like, I don't even know exactly what I need from you specifically. Like, is that exactly what I need? Do I need a software engineer? Like, do I need some other kind of data person? Like, I don't even know exactly, but like the timing of AfroTech just aligned enough for me to like just give it a shot. So I just felt like uneducated, and it really impacted my confidence to want to like continue to show up. But like that first night I went there and I was able to talk to somebody that gave me some helpful information. So I'm like, that was great. So lesson from me, put yourself out there, go see what it's like. And maybe you'll get something of what you need. He introduced me to his HR person. So I have to write his HR person a little note and be like, yo, you remember me? Y'all got jobs for the meantime while I'm trying to figure out my long-term entrepreneurial goals. So there's that. The crowd did seem young. It did seem like a younger crowd. Like, I know Black don't crack, but everybody looked a little younger. The men were of average height. So I would like to say that there weren't a lot of like tall individuals sticking out of the crowd. Like everyone seemed to just kind of be at the same like height level. And what else? I did go to the official Blavity day party that was on Saturday. And what's up with the Nigerian population? I would like to say, do my Nigerians like me? Should I be going there and not Ghana? I'm still going to Ghana. But like, should I go to Nigeria? Because if y'all listen to my We in DC, no. If y'all listen to my episode, whatever it was, where I talked about me being in Portugal and meeting the Canadian Nigerian, right? And then AfroTech, there was he's from London, but he's Nigerian. Ooh. Yes. And he came up to me, literally clear out the blue. I was like, oh, hi.
Love that.
Was just chatting it up. Yeah, so that has been my experience at AfroTech. We'll see how that goes because they tend to go nowhere.
I mean, girl, you might have to leave the light skins alone. Okay, I'm just saying, like,
No,
you
he was
get
dark.
love.
He was dark. Both of them
That's
were
what
dark.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you might look. It's okay to go to the darker side. Look, your dream might come true. Okay. Well,
It's not that
I know
I'm
you're equal
discriminatory.
opportunity,
Thank
but
you.
it's just more so like this is just what you're used to, you know? Girl, why not try it? I feel like, you know, you live in Houston. Houston is like little Nigeria, you know, try it out. See, you know, you may find something, girl. I wish I was at AfroTech. I wish I actually tried to do a little something, but honestly, your girl was just tired. I feel like every catch up, I just talked about being tired, but I mean, it is what it is. As someone who is currently working in STEM, like on the science part of it, more on the hands on nursing part, I'm exhausted. I really wanted to go out, but the thing is, with the confidence thing as well, like I don't have a problem approaching someone, but it's maintaining that conversation and then moving on and ending it and going somewhere else. Like naturally working a room is a talent. And for me, it requires a little bit of liquid courage. And I didn't really want to drink this weekend, to be honest with you, because if I drink, my energy levels is gonna go down, and I need that for work. I needed it for work. I ain't gonna lie. I know we talked about when Hassan was here, and you know we had a little time. We had a great time, but I ain't gonna lie, my energy level was depleted, and I only had 1 day to recover, and it just was not enough. And I paid for it drastically, so that's my bad because I love the party. I want to keep it going. I don't want things to end because once I take a sip, I'm like, let's get another one. But yeah, this weekend I just, I just didn't have it in me, and I felt really bad because I was like, damn, my nigga was probably out there waiting on me to come, and I just wasn't there. But it's okay because he'll find me one day, and I have to show up 100% myself because I actually was about to come out to see you. I actually went to the store. I was just like, maybe if I buy a new piece, new outfit, maybe I'll feel better about myself because I'm a little bit more voluptuous these days. I'm not really fitting in on the clothes that I have, but yeah, shit wasn't really working out, so I wasn't feeling it, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go home, watch a little TV, and eat some dessert. Let's make it worse, okay? But I'm not upset about it. I'm kind of thinking about like, wow, my life is really changing. Like, I'm gonna have to go about this a different way as far as like me finding people, networking. I am afraid of going back online to date if I were to date, but shoot, we'll just have to approach this just differently. I just won't be coming outside as much as I am used to, but it's okay. I mean, you're not going out as much anymore either. Arlene, can we say congratulations to Arlene really fast? Clap it up for her. She actually just bought her first house, so I helped her move in, and I felt like my energy was better of use there. I feel like she would have appreciated it more than me just being drunk around the room talking to somebody like, so how much you make in tech? Like, whatever, because I was there to fuck. I'll be there to fuck. Whatever.
Listen, the girl that I met in line on Saturday, listen, because I'd be weird. But yeah, she started talking to me, and I was just like answering her questions and blah blah blah. And then we like walked in together, and then she just like didn't go anywhere. She just like stayed by me, and I was like, oh, are we gonna spend the time together? So we did, and she was cool. It was fine. She's from New York. I could not take my eyes off of what I think were hickeys on her neck. I'm like, what did you do this week, girl?
She had a time. Okay.
I wanted to ask so bad, but I was like,
I would have been like, can I ask you a question?
Right.
Do you have like a rash or something?
At least 2 hickeys. I'm like, this thing right here was thick. There was one over here looking thick. Like she tried, but I was like,
she was networking.
She was neck working. All right.
Ooh, I like that. That little neck working. Work that neck. I know that's right. Okay. I miss having hickeys. Well, not really, because I had one time that hurt really bad, and I was just like, well, damn.
Not a hickey hurt.
Yeah, it can hurt. Like, it's a bruise. It's a literal bruise.
I just want to check in on the bruise from when I fell from the shower, that it's not really there.
I
but
don't
you can
see
kind
anything.
of. You can kind of
I can see a little something right there.
Yes.
Okay.
And like even like right here still. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're healing.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, just I gotta reprioritize my life. I feel myself changing, but I'm not, Erlene and Dolphin and I, we talked about like mourning certain phases of your life, but I'm not really in a stage of mourning because I've done all the things. I've partied very hard, but now I gotta restructure like what is fun for me. I want to get back into hosting. I am in a smaller space now, so that's going to be a challenge. But, I can rent the space downstairs. I can come up with things to do. But yeah, that's my life right now. That's my catch up. So,
Okay.
you ready to get into the rest of the episode?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So, for our extra, I really, after the election, and I saw how, us as Black people, we showed up and showed out. I really want to be done with the gender wars, but it's always somebody that's just going to keep it going, okay? Whether it be online or in person. So there was a question, or actually it's more of a statement that was made online that kind of caused a stir on the neighborhood talk. And I know Erica, she sent it to me to look at, and she sent it to our page. But somebody, first off, I'm not going to put him out there, but he pretty much said,
Put him out there.
No, he doesn't deserve our 4 listeners, okay, to know his name.
Hey, more than 4.
Yeah, you guys have been showing up, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I love it. So he says, marrying highly educated working women will be one of the worst decisions you will ever make in your life. Big red flag. And can I say, you would say something like that, wouldn't you? Because you're looking for someone to take advantage of. You're looking for something to control because the society, doesn't allow you much power as a man. A very little means. But can I say this? A Black guy, he wrote this, but can I say that no other culture has this issue? Why are we, okay, at the end of the day, men are going to be men, and some men really want power in that way financially. But why are we so good? Like, why are we so like set with staying in the warehouse? Why are we so set with staying very below minimum wage? Like, why are we set to stay here and we want somebody, down here? But we want you want a girl who makes nothing but looks like she's worth $1 million. You can't have. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know what this reminds me of? It's like that. Sorry, that model, like that image that I see. That's like this girl, like it's a cartoon or a drawing where she's like sitting on like a higher ledge, and like this guy is like, a step or 2 down or whatever, and then it's just like, hey, and she's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, come down here, and she's like, why don't you come up here? And it's really all about like, women are oftentimes always asked to like regress to meet you where you are at versus you being able to like step up and like meet women where they are at. And I'm just like, to me, when I read things like that, I'm like, I am so sorry that you are mediocre and you feel like the only way for you to be like on a pedestal is like for you to like rip it from underneath somebody else so you can stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when people, to me, it's just very much so like, you ain't got nothing to offer. Like, that is coming from someone who literally has nothing to offer or is just like so aligned to the patriarchy where it's like, just because I have a thing that dangles in between my legs by like an inch or 2, that I deserve a certain thing from women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so much better than y'all because I got this small appendage. You know what I'm saying? And I like, that is patriarchy making y'all really feel like you should be amazing just because. And when you get confronted with a woman who's amazing, not just because society says so, but because she accomplishes things, like, it just is making y'all feel so insecure. And I'm just like, if y'all did more, which y'all have all the resource, y'all are set up to be doing a lot, then like, I don't know. I just don't understand how you're even there when everything is really to cape and cater for you and you're not even there. So of course you just feel bad about it and you gotta tear these women down. That's kind of how I feel about it.
It's an exhausting conversation to have because at the end of the day, you know, doctors marry doctors, lawyers marry lawyers. And, even in certain cultures, I wouldn't want to pair my daughter with someone who isn't doing what she's doing or better. So, why aren't we? You see, Black women out here doing our thing. That should motivate you. And we really need to create more spaces and opportunities for men to, you know, to elevate more, especially our Black men. Unfortunately, we've glamorized, hood culture, and I really hate to see. And can we talk about like the suburban Black guy who puts on a really big front like he's hood and he's tough because that's the only way to show masculinity when that's not. It's not. Um, I just want more. I want better. Um, but it's sad to see. Some
I'm
people
trying
still
to
have this
understand
opinion.
what sorry, like I'm just trying to see like why is it the worst decision?
It's because they can't control you.
Yeah, they can't control you or you're not really there to service them. Like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. As a highly educated person who's got my own things going on, I'm like occupied with my own things going on. And yes, there should be time allocated for you and the family and other things besides like work and career. But like just know that like I don't know, I guess I'm not we have left the housewife territory. You know what I'm saying? Like I am not just here to be your mom and literally take care of you. So if you never learned how to like, scramble some eggs or like, do the laundry, like sweep a floor, yeah, you really will be thinking like, dang, like this sucks that I marry somebody who isn't only doing these things. There's so much that I could say about this that I don't even think I'm saying anything.
And let me play devil's advocate because, I am a highly, educated woman. I can be more highly educated if I add more degrees and more, initials to my last name. Can I just say what I will say? There are some women who feel like no one can tell me anything because I have these initials. And at the end of the day, a partnership requires you to practice some form of submission as well, that compromise. Some people really just don't want to do that just because I did this, I accomplished this. I don't have to do what you say. But at the end of the day, sometimes they're not actually telling you what to do. They're just asking and telling you what they need. And it's in your right to actually go with what they need, hey, meet their needs or not. There's a lot of women, unfortunately, that feel like just because I accomplished this, I'm better than this. I'm better than this particular situation, this relationship. And sometimes they can push away good guys who really do want to be with you. I have seen that. But I also have seen guys who've just been, crappy as well. But we can't ignore that other, I'm sorry, I hit my mic. But we can't ignore that other part of the conversation as well.
Yeah, I guess I'm just like, there should be two completely independent people. Like you can survive fully, wholly on your own before you come into real partnership. Because partnership to me is just like, no, I'm doing my job, my responsibilities. Like I'm doing a lot of things. I can maintain myself. I am a whole person. To be a partner, like you are complete and you're just being matched with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't feel like a ton of sacrifice. I mean, I get that, like, there are some things that give and take and you don't get your way all the time because you are in partnership. But I just fully am like, this tweet at least is coming from someone who is not a whole person and thinks that women have a specific role that they play to enter into their lives. And the role that they play is best performed when they are uneducated, And I just don't like that mindset. I disagree wholly with that mindset. You should be a full functioning human being before you partner with anybody else. And I think that honestly, if you don't want to do it, that's a different conversation, and you should just hire some help. You shouldn't have expectations that somebody else is going to do all these things for you. Anyway, that's what I got.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But we do have to take into account that, not just some women, there are, at the end of the day, people sometimes feel like what they have accomplished trumps any form of human interaction and relationship. Just because I've accomplished this, that, and the other, you need to do. Like, just as some guys who make a lot of money feel like they can have multiple women. There are some women who make a lot of money, feels like I don't have to say and do anything for my man. There should be some balance there. You have anything to add, Hassan?
Please.
I'm glad y'all said that, because I want to ask you guys, especially when in your guys' situationships that you're in.
I ain't in no situation.
I don't know why I felt treated, but continue.
Right?
I'm just asking questions because it's just like, now, I do agree with what y'all are saying. I do feel like that there are men that do have that mindset, and they are some dumbasses. What he just said was some dumbass shit. Agree 100% with that.
Mm-hmm.
With y'all, though, I feel like what y'all saying is true, but y'all also don't have that same energy when it comes to, personal lives. So, and I noticed when you said the word submission, Erica's reaction.
She's like, ew, what? But you be wanting an alpha male. Mm-hmm. And alpha males, unfortunately, they thrive when, they have people working as a support system.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want, no, not to my detriment. Like, if you're asking me to do something and it requires me to sacrifice something for me, like something that's like not temporary, right? Like, you need to be here at my beck and call. Okay, I need my laundry, I need my food, I need my bags packed. No. I don't mind submitting to help you, but I need you to also understand that I'm a boss bee and I'm gonna be over here doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best, but I'm gonna need you to be understanding and okay when that ish can't happen, because I got my own things going on. And if you are the type of man who's like, ew, you got your own things going on, you should always be 100% at my beck and call. That's where I'm like, I got problems with that. But I have you see how I am when y'all enter into my space and how I enjoy catering to you. I'm not opposed to doing those things. But what I'm saying is I don't live for nobody besides Erica Michelle Jenkins. Okay?
Whole government.
Whole. Okay? So you need to understand that I will always come first for me. And if you not about that, just like I expect you to come first for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an expectation that I have. Like, you gonna take care of yourself. You gonna do that. And I appreciate, again, the time and energy for me. But I'm understanding that you have these other things going on. Now, I'm not saying to be neglected. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to be neglected. I don't want you to feel like you're like I'm neglecting you. That's not what I'm saying. But you need me to do these things in order to be in partnership with you. That's crazy, because I got my own things going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Balance. I'm not all the way over here and I'm not all the way over there. I'm just saying that, like, you need to understand that, to me, in my opinion, is the best partners have a full life. That's it. That's what I got going on. Like, the best partners have a full life, and then they make the intentional time to support you. The requirement, I think, is where I come into issues. Like, you require me to be a dumb hoe in order to be in partnership with you. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's wild. I would hope that whoever we partner with doesn't want a dumb hoe. I hope they really do care about, hey, my girl has an opinion and I'm gonna let her state that ish.
That, and we ain't got dishes to wash. Like, I don't have to. I'm not just here to do some of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gotta do it. Who gonna do it?
The maid that we hire because we're both boss bees. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Well, all I just want to say is, You are 100% right. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
You know, I just would like to, as your friend, and I care about both of you guys. You know, just do that same energy. You know, I understand it's good content for the pod. You know,
You're so
but
funny. Tell me what I'm not doing, Hassan, because I feel like you want to tell me something about myself. I'd like to hear it. Don't embarrass me. Continue.
see now,
like,
when you give that out,
she already knew. She was like, "Oh, wait a minute." I'm just kidding. Don't tell her.
I need you to give me the message in a way that I can receive it.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard about this individual in a while.
Mm-mm. Oh, we need to move on. Okay, what's the main
We'll get touch this next episode. Look. Extra thoughts. Yes, extra thoughts. Let's table that. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, main episode. Let's go, Jack.
All right, guys. So you guys know the topic of, this episode is about hustle versus rest culture. So you're like, wait, what? But you have noticed during the times things have been shifting and changing. And then we'll just bring you some examples about that. So hustle culture. The definition of that is, a mindset that prioritizes work over everything else, often at the expense of mental and physical health. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but during the 2010s, it was all about grind, hustle culture. There was a girl boss era where the girls, we talked about the women that are like, okay, we're coming out here, we got our degrees, and, we need to push. And then there's also like, I don't know, his name is Gary online, but he loves talking about working your ass off. Now, here's my thing with that. There's a downside to it. Along with the glorification of hustle culture, there's going to be, burnout, especially when you work in STEM and, I in civil services. I work as a nurse, and there's teachers, people in corporate America. You experience burnout. You're given 100% of the time. You're not giving anything to yourself. So that results in apathy and anxiety and sleepless nights. And before you know it, you've quit with no backup plan. So it's just like, where are we with that? Can we talk about hustle culture for a little bit? And then we also have rest culture. But we'll get into hustle culture first. Erica, what's your experience with hustle culture?
Yeah, I mean, what is my experience with hustle culture? I don't know. I feel like I just have my one little job. It pays enough. And I felt undervalued. So I don't really feel like I was really out here hustling to be 1,000%, but I support the people who, got multiple streams of income. That's very smart. Hello, because here I am with my one stream and now it's gone. So I do support it. I understand why it's necessary because a lot of jobs don't pay you that much and a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So it makes a lot of sense for people to have different avenues or streams of income. But me personally, yeah, I mean, I haven't, I don't feel like I'm really in this like hustle culture. Like, I don't feel like I'm a part of like, oh my gosh, all I do is grind and I be working. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like, I feel like I have my 9 to 5. Again, because I felt undervalued. I don't know if the whole 9 to 5 was like, oh my God, when do I get up and go to the bathroom? Sorry, my little sister consistently was like, I can't even take a bathroom break. And she'd be crying at her desk. And she's like, I'm working. And people be emailing me all the time and blah, 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 blah. And I just am like, my job has a culture where like they know that if you don't get back to them in 24 hours, that's okay. 48 hours might be okay. By the time we get to like 3 days, they might be, following up again. But my job isn't like some other people where, again, they feel like they can't take a walk or fully enjoy like lunch or things like that. So personally, I don't feel like I've been in a position where I've really been hustling, but I know the importance or like why people do it. from like a culture perspective, I think it looks really cool to, you know, be productive. It's like, what are you doing if you're not working? You know, like, are you contributing to society? Are you a bum? Like, I can understand, you know, those types of conversations if you're not out here really hustling. Like, society, we are a capitalist society. Like, you really are expected to be productive, because if you're not productive, there's no way you can gain capital, right? So society is definitely set up for us to all be producers. I think there are stereotypes for Black people in regards to like, we don't be working enough, we bums, we lazy, like, so I can understand like Black individuals really feeling the need or desire to show up and appear, you know, productive, and that they're not valuing, you know, rest or things like that. So yeah, I can understand, but personally, I don't really feel like I've ever felt at least unbalanced as it relates to like hustling or getting to the bag. Like, I've always ended up getting to the bag and felt like okay about it. And there might be a day or a moment, but I don't feel like I'm consistently exhausted or consistently burnt out. Like, those aren't things that I genuinely feel consistently. I think the emotions that I feel around not being valued because I feel like I'm showing up and like trying to show that I'm a capable human being, that's the part that gets exhausting to me. Like, that's the part that causes me the frustration, is like, I'm out here and I'm knowledgeable, but you don't see me. But am I going to burn myself into the ground or work myself into the ground because y'all don't see me? That's a no. Y'all hoes will just experience what it's like without me, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely on the opposite side of that. I've experienced hustle culture. Like, I've, you know, I've always worked. And I do think that may be like a class difference too. Like,
I've
I've
had a
always,
job
yeah, I've always
since
worked.
16.
Like, yeah, we've always worked. But like literally like to eat. Like, seriously, like, you had nobody to like, have you ever gotten yourself in a situation like I couldn't really rely on anybody? Like, I was like, if you don't work, you don't eat. So I had two jobs in college. Like, I was literally taking on the, you know, the, what's it called? The cafeteria job. And then I had the pharmacy job. And then I had my internship. And I was just doing all of that at the same time. Now, I feel like this was a personal choice of mine to actually do all of that because I needed a way to eat. I needed a way to, you know, get a leg up and get into the healthcare field. So I felt like I've definitely had the bad side of hustle culture. And I felt like all of that was glorified because I was praised for it. They're like, oh, you work so hard, Jackie. You're so like, you know, you just really be hustling. And, you know, I really like look up to you for that. And I feel like it just made it more like, okay, I got to keep doing that. I got to keep going, you know? Like, even with this recent school work situation, like I was working full time and then I was in school. And I felt like that was a lot. People were like, wow, you actually worked when during nursing school? That's too much. And yeah, I'm feeling the effects of it. I don't think it was right, but I do feel like when you get that validation from it, like, oh, I am working a lot, and then people actually do praise you, it's just like, okay, I don't want to rest because I don't feel like I'm actually giving anything or doing enough. Like, I always run into that thing, like, I'm not doing enough. Like, when I feel like, oh, I could rest, whew, I need to get up and do something because I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, I really felt that pressure. And even at my first job, they worked me like a horse girl. So when they promoted me, it was well deserved. Um and you know, I just felt like myself getting burnt out. Even with this whole like nursing thing, like I didn't have to do bedside. I just wanted to do bedside because I wanted that experience. But I do feel myself, even with starting YouTube, like I just was like, I need to do something. I need to do something. If I don't do something, if I don't work, I don't eat. So I created that mindset within myself. And I don't know. I'm trying to back away from it, but I've learned that like it doesn't matter how many hours you work, it's all exploitation, you know? Because the people, you got to work smarter, not harder. And I was always taught that if you work hard, you get everything you want. And you do, but at a price. So
I guess I
yeah.
just want to differentiate hard work versus like, I don't know what to call it, but hustle culture. Because I don't want people to feel like I didn't work hard. Like, I studied, I showed up, I did what I needed to do. I don't feel like because I didn't feel frantic running around that means that I'm not hustling or like I'm not doing hard work. I don't know. I guess I'm just like, I don't know. I felt like I could manage a lot, maybe to the things that you're saying in regards to like, oh, like it was an expectation. Like other people would like praise me for these kinds of things. Like to me, I was like, the things that I was doing was an expectation. Like high school, band, soccer, student council, like homework. Like I was working, like I was doing all of the things at once. And I just thought like, this is what I'm doing. So I never really got to college and felt like, oh my God, a ton of changes and differences. Like I'm like, you go to school, you go to work, you do your internship. Like I didn't necessarily feel like, oh my God, like, am I in hustle culture? Am I hustling or am I just being a contributing member of society? You know, like I don't necessarily feel like I'm one, like to me, I think, I don't know. I don't know. I guess, did I feel, because you also made a comment that I wanted to address too. And I'm just like, yes, people have a lot of different privileges. I recognize some of the privileges that I have. Did I feel like I had like resources or like a family that I could fall back on? Y'all have heard me talk about my family. Like, absolutely no. Like, would they literally let me die? No. But were they like, you can come here for these things. Do you need toilet paper? I made you a meal to take back to school. Like, I didn't have none of that. Like, ever since I worked, I bought what I needed. Like, I bought what I wanted. Like, yeah, they might make dinner, you know, high school, but like if I wanted to do literally anything, I paid for it. I paid for my car insurance. I paid for my gas. I like I've always been financially responsible for myself from a very young age. And I did technically grow up in a space that I wasn't dodging bullets. Okay. Like I grew up middle class enough, even though my parents would not let me claim middle class. They were just like, we ain't got no money. But enough, I guess. So I guess like when I think about like having a fallback plan, I guess they never said like, oh, well, you can come here. You always know you have it. Like those wasn't necessarily like communicated. It was just like, you better do what you need to do to make it happen for yourself. So yeah, I guess from like that perspective, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, yes, I hustled, but like, no, I didn't at the same time. Yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to comment on. I also wrote down pressure to constantly work. My pressure to have multiple jobs didn't exist, but like the pressure to take care of myself because I felt like I wasn't going to be wanted if I went back home. Like that pressure existed, you know, my own internal, like, you don't even want to go back. Like it's not an environment you want to be a part of. So you better do what you need to do so you don't end up back there. Like those are some of the things that I have in my mind as it relates to like the need to hustle, you know, like I don't want to go back to environments that didn't suit me.
I apologize for that. Like it's just
no
more
apology
so like
necessary.
I just for the definition, it was just like a mindset that prioritizes work over everything else, often at the expense of mental and physical health. Like that is literally like saying like that, like the glamorization of overwork is like that was me. Like I was getting validation for being a hard worker because I mean I'm not considered like a nurturing person. I was like praised for my achievements. So I felt like if I overworked and did all that, I got my personal needs met, you know? And that, yeah. So, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. The thing is like they would praise you for the things that you were doing versus mine wasn't praise. It was like, no, you should be. Like So that's why I guess maybe some of the things that I'm like, maybe other people felt like I was hustling. Like, oh my God, you got an internship. Oh my God, you're working. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You're doing all the, like, to me, it was, I don't look at that and be like, oh, I was out here hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I look at it like, that was expected of me. Like, I would hear of, like, it wasn't like, good job, keep it up. Like, it was not any of that. It was like, and what's next?
And that's fucking sad, because I would hate to hear if I did my bust my ass and you're telling me, so what's next? Bitch, you gonna say thank you, or you're gonna just allow me to be, and that's just gonna be that. Yeah, I think that, like, when it came down to it, like, did I have to work those several jobs, and did I have to start YouTube and things like that? Like, I mean, no, I could have made the things that I was doing worked. You know, I could have just had the one job. I could have just did the school. I could have just did that. But I felt like in my head, I needed to do more. Like, if I wasn't doing more with that spare time, I was wasting it. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to come out of that now, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Child, we in Trump's America now, so I don't know. We'll see. It probably is going to go into overdrive. I try not to, but let's talk about rest culture, because that's where I want to be. Will I be? I don't know. But
hello, I want to be a princess. Okay.
Right?
Hello.
So, a soft life, let's talk about that. You know, you've heard this word, soft life. And just rest culture. Like, I'm just at rest. Black women, you did our thing during the election. It's time to rest, you know? So, you know, it's pretty much a lifestyle of comfort and relaxation with minimal challenges and stress. Black people or just minorities rarely get these experiences, but some people are achieving this in different ways. Let's see, work from home lifestyle can be seen as a more creative balance, resisting doing overtime, sugaring, like sugar baby lifestyle, sugar daddy, sugar mama situation, the great resignation during the COVID pandemic was just like, you know what? I don't like this job. I'm resigning, you know? And it also can look like I'm going to spend on myself. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to do certain things for myself, and to kind of show it up as, you know, overconsumption. So, yeah, like, what is your experience with the soft life?
Yeah. I
Slash
would love to
rest culture.
live. Yeah, I would love to live the soft life a lot harder. Soft life harder. I would love to be a part of the soft life a lot more often than I feel like I am a part of the soft life. Like, again, it has been an expectation that I care for myself. Like, it has been an expectation that, like, I'm doing things. I don't think that I have had a lot of opportunities to be a part of the soft life because I'm so independent that, like, I don't even think I have, like, a natural instinct to, like, even back off and let things happen to me. I'm very much so like, oh my God, I gotta control everything. I'm a control freak, actually. So, you know, to be soft, it means that you're kind of out of control, right? Like, to be soft, it means like you kind of just receive. You're like a little bit more feminine. You just receive. Like, I'm soft. I'm not really having to think about where the next check is coming or what. Like, I'm being taken care of. And yeah, being taken care of. No. Although, again, yes, I did grow up from a certain perspective that, like, I could be soft. Like, I wasn't really thinking about, like, neighborhood gangs and walking to school. I don't know. I'm being very stereotypical. But, like, I have had a certain level of privilege to not have to think about certain things. And I think that that's a part of being soft and living the soft life. But in regards to, like, financially, can I live the soft life? Like, no. Like, I am a single person. There's no one else that I rely on. I've never been in a relationship where someone has offered to provide for me. So it's not anything that I have experienced. The closest I get to experiencing that is, like, sometimes when I don't have to drive myself. But, like, I pay all my bills. I get myself ready. I don't think I've ever been really gifted anything that was like, oh my God, this is really going to make my life so soft. Like, no one's offered to like pay for a maid or do my laundry. Like, no one really offers anything of like a service to help make my life like softer. Like, there has never been anything that has like made my life soft. Like, maybe someone has made a meal, you made breakfast, you know what I'm saying? But like, consistently, do I get the opportunity to like just chill and be soft? No. Yeah, that's not been an experience of me. That's probably why it shows up in my all the time.
It's like
someone just let me. Okay, I want to be a princess. Thanks.
I know. It's so nice being a princess. Okay, well, I'll give you my take on rest culture. While I've had to, you know, on a personal level, like, you know, I've had to work very hard as far as like, keeping things afloat in my own home. I pay my bills and stuff like that. But, I feel like more of my soft rest culture life has been from guys, like dating. I feel like dating has allowed me to experience a form of rest in that way. Like, in before it wasn't the case. I'm the older sibling. I gotta watch everybody. I gotta, do my own thing. But I've noticed when it came to the opposite sex, I was able to rest a little bit more. When you got into the club life culture, it's like, oh, you're buying me drinks. Oh, I don't have to do this. Oh, I don't have to pay for a section. I could just sit down. Meeting guys, they're just very, like, hey, Jackie, what can I do for you? And I've experienced that, and that has like created an expectation of me, like from like as far as how I view like dating. I do feel like a guy shows who he is via his actions versus the talking. I don't really like the talking. The talking is cute, yeah, yeah. But what's up? What are you doing? What are we doing? How are you showing me you care? How are you making my life easier? And I do that for the guys too, especially that I'm with.
That hasn't been an experience for me. Okay, y'all have heard me on this podcast say that I am the man. I am the man, and I pay for a lot of the dates that I go on. And yeah, I have not had that benefit.
I would say though, remote work is a form of like rest culture as well. So
they took that hoe away.
Yeah, but while you were working, you were able to have a little extra break here and there. You stated that if you can't answer email right away, it's not a big deal. Some people just, if they don't answer, or if they're not, where they're supposed to be, or if they're not on that phone call talking to customer service, in that moment, you're getting dinged. So I do feel like in that aspect, maybe on a professional sense, you've had a moment of saying like moments of rest, Yeah. Yeah, I've got to work from home too. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I would say more of my soft rest culture came from like the opposite sex. And yeah, that's, and as a woman, it's a luxury, but I mean, at the same time, it's creating unrealistic expectations that I need to, balance if I want to be partnered. And, I do with the right person.
Yeah. I hope that it's not super unrealistic. Like I know that we were talking in our last episode about like, yeah, or no, was it this extra segment? It was just extra segment that we just did about like, men who feel like it's a red flag to marry a educated woman. I feel like if we're thinking about how this relates to like the soft life, I mean, I would like and appreciate someone to notice when I am stressed or like a lot is coming onto my plate and, you want to help me. Acts of service is becoming more and more important. And I feel like I've stated this before as like a love language. It's becoming like more prioritized than some of the other things have been. Because yeah, I'm becoming a literal adult. So if you're telling me that like, oh my gosh, I totally see that, like, which my house is relatively together. But let's talk about my car. Girl, that like signal saying that your back tail light be out, not the literal one, but like the one at the top that's not that important. Obviously, these hoes would really come for me if my real tail light was out, but like that extra one at the top.
I can't wait to pull you over. Well, not over here, but
but I'm like, that light is out. What do I want? I want someone who's gonna come over and be like, oh my God, I saw that your light is out, and let me get that handle for you. I'd be like,
whoa.
Okay.
Not you eating the mic, girl.
watch on YouTube. Okay. But like, that's what I would really appreciate. Like, that's what would help me feel soft. Like, the other things that give me a lot of anxiety, or like the things that are like, these are very small tasks that I really wish that I had like an assistant for. Like, those are the things and the spaces that I would love for you to come into my life and like just make that easier, like, oh, don't worry about running to Target, like I already did that ish, and they know the brands that I like, because nothing is worse than you thinking you did me a favor and you actually really didn't, and I need to go get the stuff that I actually like.
Get what I need. Like, that's not what I wanted.
It's not.
So Erica, how do you find rest? How do you rest?
Oh, girl, I get my hours of sleep. Okay, I'm sleeping 7 minimally hours, maybe 6 sometimes, but like, I like to get 8 or 9 hours of sleep, like literally. Like, I enjoy sleeping and resting. One of my favorite ways to get rest is not talking to nobody. It's also a trauma response, so there's some things going on there too. But like, being with my mom, her phone stay on loud, on volume. Every time that hoe rings, you hear it. To me, that is a way to rest. Imagine. I don't have my notifications. I told you about the time I answered the phone at 4:00 in the morning for someone who thought they had something very important to say, and I went over there and said, "It's thrown out. Bye," and turned that hoe off. Okay, go back to the last episode. So, I definitely turn my volume off. Like, notifications cause so much anxiety. So I literally am just like, I ain't got my notifications. Like, my volume is off. I have my do not disturb that comes on every weeknight at 9 p.m. Like, you can't reach me. I'm trying to start winding down for the evening. Like, for me, managing well-being or like rest has to do with people's access to me, because I think that's the emotional work that I'm just like, I ain't got it. I want to be able to show you that I really care for you and be at my best to care for you. So that's it. Otherwise, I'm back over here licking my wounds. I'm back over here chilling, okay? And then when I am capable and able to show up, and I'm not going to feel bitter or upset about pouring out more than I even had to offer, like, then you will see me, and then you will get that from me. Like, that is me, okay? So that's how I kind of, just the things that are coming top of mind, like managing my notifications, silencing my phone, only offering myself when I really feel like I'm not going to be mad about offering myself.
So like, boundaries, you create personal boundaries for yourself.
Wow, boundaries. Yay. Yes. How about you?
I feel like I've had to like work to like help you with this topic, because you'd be like, no, but then I'm like, yes. Maybe not in this way, but this way. Like, it's funny, but yeah, I mean, you do prioritize rest in your life, and that's a good thing. So, I mean, how we can have both and balance both, because at the end of the day, we do have to work to eat, but at the same time, rest is important. Rest is what keeps us alive, doesn't give us heart palpitations or like hallucinations.
Oh no.
Things like that. I'm just speaking from experience, girl. But what I've learned that,
What'd you hallucinate?
If I don't get enough rest, like, I'll hear like a random shout or noise, and I'm
That's
like,
scary.
Oh yeah, it's scary. And I have like nightmares. Like, if I don't sleep, baby, it's bad. Okay, we on the verge of psychosis. So sleep is important. We have to reset our brains.
You need to call a pastor. You getting voices.
You need to talk to the doctors in that psych ward if you're hearing voices. Okay.
It's just more so like a wake up. Like, it's just like a,
Not they saying actual words.
If you're like in the middle of a dream and then it's just really loud, so I don't know. I just think they're really vivid dreams. I have vivid dreams, so hence why I have to prioritize my own personal rest, because we're not going crazy over here, probably, but not. We're trying to control the beast inside. Okay.
Okay.
But I think in order to have both, is preparation is key. Preparation is key. Like for me, like after I'm done with y'all, I'm gonna have to meal prep for the week, so I don't have to worry about food. Laundry's getting done, so everything's clean. So I just come and show up as is, and just be the best person I can be the best nurse I can be. And I mean, I'm not gonna probably be the best friend for those 3 days I'm at work, because I'll see y'all when I see y'all. You'll hear from me when you hear from me. Not to say I'm ignoring y'all, but just more so like, if y'all not talking to me during the time I'm awake, you're just not gonna hear from me. So that's it.
Understandable. That's how I feel. I'm over here. Okay. If you think about me, say hello. But otherwise, I know a phone works 2 ways. I do have to work on it, but yeah. Okay. Well, any other thoughts on rest culture or hustle culture before we get into our advice?
Take the PTO, say no, and prep. I'm speaking for myself.
Take that PTO because they will replace you instantly. And yeah, I what was the first thing that you said?
Take PTO, rest, say no.
Oh, okay. I felt like there was something else in there that was at the tip of my tongue, but all right, I support that. Hassan?
So not to say no part, huh? You ain't want to say nothing about that?
I didn't have nothing to say about saying no.
No. She said that, you were just like,
I said, all you gotta do is say yes.
Nah.
All right.
What did Parker say? No. Nah.
Yeah, say no. I support you, just not to me. All right, so that moves us into, am I just being extra? Folks, if you ever have a question that you would like to ask me and Jack, feel free. Send us an email at justextrapodcast@gmail.com, and we will possibly read it aloud on our podcast. So this question we have, it says, hey, y'all, I need your advice. So I've been seeing all these posts on TikTok and Instagram about how having a sugar daddy is the ultimate hack for living a soft life. I thought, why not? Let me try this out. I got on a few apps, started chatting with some older men, and even met one who's been generous with gifts and cash. But here's the thing, it's a lot. I'm always on, having to text back constantly, pretend I'm interested in things I'm not, and staying cute 24/7. It's starting to feel like a full-time job. Plus, the emotional labor of acting like I care about his stories is exhausting. I got into this thinking it was supposed to make life easier, but I'm wondering if it's even worth it. Am I just being extra for feeling like this isn't the soft life everyone on social media promised? Should I stick it out because the benefits are worth it, or am I hustling in a way that's not really aligned with my mental and emotional well-being? Jack, I feel like, how would you comment on this?
At the day, girl, no, it's not worth it. It's not. It's cute for a moment, but no, it's just a lot more work than you're willing to put up with. Like, there's nothing more I can say about that. Like, y'all think it's cute until you actually get it, and then you gotta realize there's an upkeep to it. And I mean, I don't think it's worth it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's cute, it's nice. Okay, yeah, you may go shopping, you may get what you want to eat, you may, have a few little things, but at the end of the day, upkeep of another human being is a lot of work, and I don't want to do it.
I would like to say maybe like have a sugar daddy for like a specific purpose. Like, are you saving up for the down payment on a car? Then maybe just think about it for like, okay, well, if I need X amount of money, it's going to take me X amount of time to get there. And so just think about it like temporary, like, okay, I got to work this semester, and after this semester, I'm going to get my goal met, like, I think that and also this might be very personal to you, like maybe it's not aligned to you, like you feel like this is a lot of work because maybe you have other things that you're doing in your life, so doing these things as well might be a lot, but some of these hoes out here are really not doing nothing, so maybe it's not a lot for them. I personally feel like I'm at a space and time where I would welcome some cash and gifts being thrown my way for a couple of text conversations. Like I honestly, like I said, never closed this puss. So if you needed that part from me and I felt like, you met the criteria for me to, open that hoe, then I don't know if I have a real issue. And I feel like I would know it would be temporarily because I hate authority. I hate anyone having any kind of something over me. So if it was getting to that like vibe and feeling like, oh, you got this messed up, like I'm not running this show, you running this show, then you got to kind of just make your exit plan, I think. So, maybe start talking about, or maybe being very gracious. I don't know. I'm like, how would I end this? Are you still around? We're automatically leaving the session in 55 seconds. You see that? Y'all got that notification or just
No,
me?
I have not. Well, look,
okay.
y'all, at the end of the day, girl, if you got a goal, meet the goal, but ultimately it's not worth it in my personal opinion. It's just a lot.
I clicked okay. It said it was okay. All
right,
well, well, that's it. That's, I guess, all we got to really say about this topic. We appreciate y'all for sending in those questions. Keep them coming. We hope that we're helping you with our responses. You can continue to follow us on social media. The Just Extra podcast is on Instagram and TikTok at Just Extra _podcast. Jackie is on Instagram at All Things J. I am Erica _Stay Ready. Hassan is here at Mr.Forbes. Dot is spelled out DOT. I don't know if I said that before. And he is producing our content for the Chill Lounge Network. So you can follow them on Instagram as well at the Chill Lounge Network. And we will see you on our next episode.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
We're just being extra.